Why, hello.
Happy Friday, everybody. Couple little quick tidbits that we need to get over before we start because it is the Friday before Black Friday. Mr. Moore is currently working on some little tech issues that we've been having this morning. So if you see him using his phone or bopping around, putting on headphones, it's just him trying to figure out what was going wrong. That's why we were about, 3 minutes late this morning. Um, Hopefully today's topic isn't anything that anybody has to experience, but it seems like every year, right around Black Friday, we notice everybody who did not start planning early. And we understand it can be hard to start planning all the way in like August, sometimes July is when we will start talking about the holidays. I think we started talking about holiday prep in August this year. But the thought of trying to prepare for the holiday season when it's hot outside, especially if you live in an area that is like absolutely miserable in July and August, you know exactly how difficult it is to prep for the holidays during those times. But it really is the sellers who prepare way, 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 way early who start to see that success. So obviously, there's no way to fix yourself not building traction, at the last minute. We've had a couple people say, Black Friday's in a week. What can I start doing now? I'm like, well, nothing. I can't tell you anything
Nothing.
I can't tell you anything that's gonna save you right now because that's why we start talking about this so early. And for those of you who just found our channel, I know that sucks because a lot of you are just like realizing, oh, it's more than just listing my products. There's all these other cool things that I can do. I need to do it all right now. Don't drive yourself mad trying to do all the things. The cool thing about the holiday season is it comes around every year. Next year is going to be just as good. You're going to be able to do just as much stuff. Any notes you take this year, you can apply to next year. There's just so much that you're going to be able to do. But we wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to help you guys one last time before Black Friday, because next week we will stream for Black Friday, but by then it's going to be too late for us to give you any advice. In fact, I recommend that you guys start your Black Friday sales by Thanksgiving at least, if you haven't started them already. I know a lot of you are participating in Etsy's like their big sale Cyber Week extravaganza. So, and if you've got a big audience and you've got an email list or a big social media following, it is perfectly fine to wait until Black Friday to start your sale. I just would recommend making sure that you start at Thanksgiving night.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday night rather than on Friday. That way you can kind of beat out some of the other retailers that are going to be clogging up feeds and beat out some of those emails. Most businesses now do pre-Black Friday sales. You don't have to participate in those if you've already got that big audience and you know you're going to be successful. Or let's say you're already doing a lot of sales and you're like, crap, I can't take any more orders than this. If I take any more, I'm going to be flooded. That's fine as well. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now, I do want to give you guys a couple disclaimers. Before anybody gives condolences, don't. There was a death in my family this week. It's a complicated situation. I am not upset because it's not anything that really affects me, but what this death means
Does.
It's leading to a lot of things that I'm having to personally deal with. And because of that, I'm a little bit sick today, and my energy is probably not going to be super duper duper high today. But I need to be here with you because you guys are my normal and what makes me really happy. And I have not been happy this week. I've been a very unpleasant person this week dealing with everything.
Yeah,
so
it's been a little rough.
It's been rough,
unfortunately.
So being here with you guys has been, it always cheers me up. I like being able to help you guys, and just know that for anybody who's ever dealt with feeling alone while fighting a system that is, doesn't necessarily help people with mental health issues, whether that be, grandparents, parents, or family members who, you're trying to take care of.
Take a bite of others.
Just know that I understand because I experienced firsthand how difficult it can be to get help for somebody who needs it, who isn't of sane mind enough to know that they need it. That makes sense. So it's probably going to be an ongoing battle for me over the next few months. So if there's ever days when I'm a little bit less active, if you send me, if you post something on my Instagram and I don't get back with you right away or something like that, just know that I might need a couple days out of every week to deal with my own affairs. But with all of that out of the way, today we're only focusing on happy. I've had enough. Happy. I've had enough sad. I've had all those. I keep having to get hugs from Mark. I'm like, I need a hug.
I'm all hugged out, bro.
He's had to give me lots of hugs over the last few days. I've needed
lots of nice comments.
Good. I appreciate you guys a whole lot. Okay. So I needed a little bit of help from Amber Marie, who is in the chat. Amber, I know your hands are busy, but you type in the chat right now. Do it. We'll know if she went to the bathroom.
In like 30 seconds, we'll know.
Yeah, or if she's making tea, because Amber makes tea.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just making sure everything sounds okay in the stream.
I tried to send her water over Marco Polo. That's anytime me or Amber's upset, we message each other and we say, "Do you want some water? Do you want some water?" So I needed to get a little bit of help from Amber on, this particular stream. I'm frazzled and I'm running on no sleep. So I actually had to ask her, I'm like, am I missing anything? So today we're going to talk about what happens if your Black Friday sale fails. Now, let's assume that you're not doing like the full Cyber Week sale and you're just like, okay, Black Friday, let's do this. I've always wanted to do a Black Friday sale. I love shopping on Black Friday. Starla says Black Friday is the best day, which it is. It's the day when we're going to see the most online shoppers. I know that there's Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday and, Etsy's big, long site-wide sale that they're doing. Black Friday is the day that we see the most Etsy traffic. So if that Black Friday sale does not do as well as you thought, and you are really banking on it, you put out all your advertising, one day only, Black Friday, and you're like, well, I'll feel like such a turd for extending this sale out. It's okay to do that. I know that sometimes it's like, I said it was only going to be one day only. You don't have to, in your marketing, never make it seem like your sale wasn't a success. You don't say, well, because I didn't get enough sales on Black Friday, I'm extending it. No, don't ever do that. Say, I have decided to also participate in this really cool thing called Small Business Saturday. This is a great time to shop from other, small businesses, local businesses, and I really want to participate in this. So I'm doing Small Business Saturday. And, if you want to change up your sale, offer a different percentage, offer some other type of incentive, you could totally do that too, or just extend out whatever existing sale you have. You can also allow that sale to extend out through Sunday and Monday. You could call it a pre-Cyber Monday sale, or you could just, decide to make it your Cyber Weekend sale. You can decide to just call it Cyber Week sale if you want to do it for longer, like how Etsy's been promoting it. Do whatever you need to do and assess every day. So let's say, okay, Black Friday didn't do that great. Let's extend out to Small Business Saturday. At the end of Small Business Saturday, ask yourself, am I happy with these numbers? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and extend it out to Cyber Monday. And then, if you get like halfway through Cyber Monday and you're like, okay, I'm satisfied with this, I don't think I can ship out any more orders, you can cut that off whenever you need to. But I would definitely suggest reassessing every night after you've kind of, had the opportunity to look at your numbers and what you've sold. And obviously this is going to sound crazy if you're one of those people who's like, I sold 4 things, that's completely understandable. But there are a lot of you who will, especially if you're like crocheting everything that you're shipping out by hand. You want to make sure that you are able to keep up with all of those items, because that holiday exhaustion, it's not something that you want to do to yourself. There are always people who say, well, I'm leaving money on the table. I'm leaving money on the table. Yeah, but you're also leaving your kids out in the living room watching Christmas movies by themselves when what you really want to be doing is sitting with your kids. Don't, obviously, if your business is, how you make your living, invest time into your business, but don't work hours and hours and hours more than you would a day job. Does that make sense? Like, you don't abuse yourself, because ultimately you're probably doing the holiday, sales and working in your shop for your family, to provide for your family. And items are great, but there's also a lot to be said about the time that you get to spend with them, because otherwise, like, what's even the point, So make sure that you don't work yourself to the bone. You deserve to be happy over the holidays as well. Okay. So next, now let's say that, you get through that period of time, your holiday sale will say out to Cyber Monday, and you realize, well, fudge, I just didn't prep for this enough this year. I didn't start early enough, or I just, I put all the work in that I could, and I still didn't make any sales. Don't sit and sulk. I think every year we make a strict no pouting policy in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, which is free. You can join it down below. But we make like a no pouting policy, because there's always something that you can learn from not making sales. And everybody wants to feel sorry for themselves for a minute, and that's okay. You can have like 10 minutes to pout. You need a good 10 minutes to feel real sad. That's fine. Scream into a pillow. Then it's time to get to work. You need to start thinking, where did I lack this year, and what do I wish I would have done to have had the results that some of these other people are saying that they had? Because we're going to have people in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community both posting about making, $10,000 through Black Friday weekend. And we're also going to have the people who say like, oh, I didn't make a single sale.
Did you see the post we got tagged in today? Girl was trying to hit 100,000 by Black Friday and nailed it this week.
Yeah.
Hitting 100,000 since HAA.
Yes, we had one of our Handmade Alpha Academy students hit $100,000, and it's not even Black Friday yet. So start looking at these people when you see them posting, and say, hey,
what do they do?
And ask them, say, what do you think helped you the most this season? What's your social media account? What's your Instagram? Can I follow you? I have so many resources for you guys that you can use to both prep for Black Friday. I know I say this like every week, but this week is the last time I'm going to say it. You're not going to hear it again. It's going to be gone this week. So if you don't have it yet, you need to get it now. Get the Black Friday toolbox down below. It is free. It has holiday marketing graphics. It has videos. It has a Black Friday checklist that I believe that you need to start. Like, the first dates on the checklist are this week. You need to start on that now if you're going to do it. Otherwise, you're going to miss out, because I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to put the no access link up. Yeah. Gotcha. On Black Friday, I make it so that you can't access it anymore. So if you don't have it yet, get it now. Last chance. But after Black Friday is over and we go into that January sale season, we do tend to see some sales come through for things like Valentine's Day. And people also have Christmas money and Etsy gift cards. We tend to see a little spike right at the start of the year from, I assume, Etsy gift cards, and people wanting to spend, the money that they got as a gift for Christmas. So it's a great time to start making sure that you've got some new products in your shop and not, a bunch of seasonal stuff. Start thinking about, what's 2023 going to look like? What type of things are people going to be shopping for? What type of holidays do we have coming up? We've got Valentine's Day. We've got spring, Easter. I know that that's crazy to think about when it's November, but
it is what it is.
Those are the big holidays that will be next in line. You've got to start thinking 4 to 5 months ahead. So start working on those products and planning those product lines now so that they can be ready for that time. Start thinking about how you're going to market those things and make sure that, like I said, you're observing what some of your competitors are doing. One of the amazing points that Amber Marie brought up is that over the holidays, hopefully you're getting a lot of reviews. This is the best time to learn how you can improve. Because if you get messages or feedback from people, or someone says, oh no, my package arrived and my product was broken. Those are the times when you need to say, okay, 2023 is the year that I need to spend a little bit of money and upgrade my packaging. It's the time that I need to figure out a better way to do, X, Y, and Z. It's the year that I need to figure out a better way to communicate with my customers. Now, I'm planning on doing some live streams at the beginning of the year on how to plan a kick butt 2023, how to start your year right. Some of you have asked for how I do my planner. And I told you as soon as I get a new planner for 2023, I'll do a video on that. But in the meantime, it's nice to start laying that foundation. You know how, does anybody else in December, you start thinking about your taxes a little bit more?
Yeah.
You start thinking, oh, this is going to be this year.
Well, we have our HAA launch in December, so we're usually really hyper focused on it.
Yeah. So tax time, you know that December, it's oh, this is it. This is the end of the year. I need to make sure that I'm all organized, going into January. It's a great time to start organizing your business as well, making sure that you have your game plan set, and you can plan your entire year out if you wanted to. Now, it's always good to also keep an eye on trends and be ready to act if something new pops up that you can kind of, act upon. But if there's information that you already have through things like your Etsy reviews, conversations that you've had with customers, these are things that you should start thinking about now. That way in January, you can start asking yourself, how can I actually take this criticism and use it to improve? Because most people, they don't, if you get a bad review over the holidays, or even if it's not a bad review, even if it's just a message that someone says, hey, I just wanted to let you know I had this concern, or this popped up. I'm not mad. I just wanted to let you know. This is all things that you should be taking to heart. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's oh, well, obviously you were just using the product wrong, or obviously, I always had customers who would get their jewelry wet when my products clearly stated, don't get it wet. It'll tarnish. It's not, it's not water resistant. Take it off before you shower. And I would get customers, oh, I took a shower with it and it rusted. Well, yeah, that's what metal does. But it told me that maybe I need to make this clearer. So I started adding inserts into the packages with that information, big letters. Don't get this wet. This is not something that you can wear to take a shower.
Not water resistant.
Right. You can't go swimming in this. If you walk in the rain for a second, that should be fine, but don't submerge it in a hot bath. Mm-hmm. But these are all things that, even if you think that you've already stated it, for example, my listing descriptions, I had not to get your jewelry wet. People were missing it. So I'm okay, how can I update this? Well, I'm going to print it out and I'm going to put it in big letters and I'm going to put it in every single package. That way, if they're gifting it to a relative, the relative's not going to see my listing description, but they're going to get a little info card with their gift, and it's already going to be wrapped in.
Care instructions.
Exactly. Care instructions. It's going to be wrapped in with their product already. So will automatically get that information. Do we have any questions while we're waiting? Amber had another really great point, and I don't want to...
She said UK is going to be crowning a new king. I'm prepping for coronation. Can you get the buzzing off?
Sorry.
The mic picks that up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me...
Oh, we had a lot of comments. I got to scroll to the top.
Just trying to make sure that...
How's everybody doing today?
While you're going through those, another one that Amber said that, so last week we talked about making sure that you list everything.
Everything.
If you've got items laying around your shop, or your office that you haven't listed yet, you never know what's going to sell around Black Friday. Get that stuff listed right now. Do it this weekend. Don't wait. Do it this weekend. You guys will usually bring up, oh, you say it takes 60 to 90 days to rank. No, you rank immediately. You just don't rank well. But
Most of the time.
But if somebody finds one of your other products that is ranking well in search, they pop that into their cart, what are they going to do? Are they going to check out first? No, they're probably going to go to your store and see if there's anything else that they want. They're going to look around and see what else you have. So those items might not rank in search, but they're in your storefront. So if that's somebody is going to be buying a bracelet, they're going to also go to your shop and see, oh, maybe there's a necklace I want that will match. And maybe that necklace wasn't ranking in search, but it's still in your shop and it's listed. So it can sell. You can't sell what's not listed. Nope. Amber also had a really great suggestion to use some buzzwords in your social media marketing. Gifts under $5, stocking stuffers. Give people ideas of what these products are. And I believe that in the free Black Friday toolbox listed below that I give you guys some good sales phrases for Black Friday. I'm very, very positive that it's in there. Just things that you can use in your social media, different buzzwords and cool little captions that you can paste right into platforms like Instagram. But give people ideas for what these are. Great gift under $5, great gift under $100. There's so much that you can do there. I always like to use like gift for the hard to buy for. Like everybody's got that hard to buy for family member that nobody knows what the heck they like, and impressing them is impossible. What's more impressive than, I don't know, a handmade clay pottery mug? They're not going to be able to buy that at Walmart. It's something special, and everybody uses a mug. So that would be a great, phrase for somebody who does pottery. Let's see. And then the last one that Amber said if you notice that you're doing really, really bad during the holiday season, you should also look at some of your competitors and see if
they're probably also having a bad time.
See if there's a reason. Amber, she sells greeting cards with dog portraits. So Christmas time, come on, it's Christmas time. Everybody wants Christmas cards, right? So Amber knows that Christmas cards are going to sell. If Christmas cards weren't selling right now in Amber's shop, Amber would be very concerned. But then she said, now if I was concerned about not selling my sunglasses right now, that would be like a whole different problem, which Amber doesn't actually sell sunglasses. But the point is, if you're selling bikinis right now and you're concerned because none of your bikinis are selling, there's probably a good reason that your bikinis aren't selling, and maybe the holiday season isn't the best and optimal time to invest all of your time into marketing. Maybe it's summer that you need to be focusing your time on. So make sure that you're also looking at the type of product that you're selling. Obviously, some people are going to buy bikinis right now. Maybe they're taking a Christmas vacation to the Bahamas. Maybe they're going to an indoor resort for the holidays. Maybe we've got a really nice Great Wolf Lodge and it's all like indoor. And we went to that during a snowstorm and it was like tropical because it was all inside and it was freezing outside. So there are still going to be people probably buying bikinis when it's freezing outside, but it's not going to be the same as summertime when, things are going to be ideal. Same as Amber might occasionally sell a Christmas card throughout the year for some reason, for some hyper motivated person who wants to make sure that they have their holiday cards during the summer so that they're prepared. But most of the time, she's not going to be selling Christmas cards through the summer. She's going to be selling them around Christmas time right now. So did we have any additional,
Yes.
we had some questions? Awesome. Guys, those are a couple tips. Really, what I want to stress to you is that if your holiday sale season doesn't go well, make sure that you don't sulk for too long. Start hitting social media hard. And start picking away at the little things that need to be improved. Good enough is not enough. If you're looking at your photos and you're saying, well, compared to my competitors, they're good enough. They're not enough. Because your competitors are always going to win out if your photos are just good enough in comparison. If you know that, you just don't have many products listed, you know what you need to focus on. If you're not using social media, you know what you need to focus on. And we've got the 30-day Instagram challenge down below. I recommend, if you haven't taken that, or even if you have taken it, I recommend everybody starts January 1st on the free 30-day Instagram challenge. It's free. It tells you exactly what to post, when to post. You can start it any day. It's not like a set 30 days, but it should be a consecutive 30 days. Start doing that January 1st if you need that little kickstart. And it does help a lot. I'm sure that anybody who's taken it, you guys can post in the chat and vouch for it. It does work, but you have to be consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can really, really help you to gain some traction for your business. That way you can drive some traffic to your shop rather than just relying on SEO. So, all right, let's jump into some questions, guys.
I know that I don't have time to do all the things for this Black Friday because I started my shop on November 1st. Is it still possible to get sales for this holiday?
It is.
Yeah, technically.
It is possible, but you did start very late. You've only been open 18 days. So keep in mind, it can take a lot of time to build success on Etsy. But, you know, if you hadn't opened your shop, you would have no chance of making sales. So if you do, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. You've got endless amount of time ahead of you, and there's always next year. So just, if you don't do as well as you'd hope, just know that, you know, that's normal. I would be shocked if you made, you know, a ton of sales over the holidays, just because it takes a little bit of time to gain traction in the search ranking on Etsy.
FAS for closed captions on live YouTube. You cannot do closed captions on live YouTube videos. They won't work.
I think that it's automatic if they offer them. We can't do that.
There's nothing in our settings that will allow us to do so.
No, unfortunately.
If someone puts out a holiday listing later on and it sells because it had that boost and it gets a better quality score, how is it better to post earlier where you may not get sales immediately and score? The point isn't to post earlier or later. The point is having a listing that consistently gets sales over a portion of time. It doesn't matter how long that you have a listing up for a longer period of time, so it can build up SEO, right? So it can build up
quality score.
Yeah, so it can build up that quality score. If you get a sale, that's great. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter whether or not that sale is immediate. Of course, it's better if that sale is immediate, but a sale is a sale.
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is like, oh, well, I was prepared. I listed my product months ahead, but now this guy who just listed his product, he got a boost and he's ranking ahead of me. The thing is, that guy who got that boost, he's not ranking ahead of you. His listing is being moved all over the place. One day it's ahead of you, one day it's next to you, you know, one day it's behind you, then it's ahead of you, then it's behind you, whereas you have a more solid, defendable piece of territory. He's running all over the place, and, you know, everything is going to be random for him. And there's no way to say, okay, you know, this guy's going to make sales, because you don't know. Whereas if you've listed your product ahead of time, and that's given shoppers time to positively interact with it. And it's not just sales. If they find that listing organically in search, which people started searching for Christmas items all the way back in August. If you list that product ahead of a season, when people are going to be searching for it, which you can check this, erank.com, use the keyword tool, look at the search trend graphs, list above spikes if it's a seasonal product. What you're doing is you're ensuring that you're giving people time to organically discover that listing in search and interact with it. And if they're searching for a product and Etsy says, okay, when this person searches for blue mug and they click on Bob's listing over here for a blue mug, after searching for a blue mug, that tells us that Bob's listing really is a blue mug, because they searched for blue mug, they clicked on this listing that has a blue mug, they favorited that listing that is a blue mug. And even if they didn't buy that listing that is a blue mug, that's still a good signal to Etsy, because Etsy's like, okay, we're on the right track. We're putting this listing under a search for blue mug, and they searched for blue mug and they found the blue mug. So let's help this quality score a little bit and see if maybe we can, you know, help this person out and maybe they'll make a sale. Let's, you know, show it to a couple more people and see if we can get this listing to sell. But if it was a green mug and maybe the guy typed in blue mug, and then your listing was a green mug, and they scrolled right past it because they're like, that's not a blue mug. that listing is not going to hold that position in search because Etsy's going to say, okay, well, they scrolled right past that. Nobody's clicking on this. Obviously, this isn't what we want to show people. We're going to put this down in the search a little bit because obviously this isn't what people are looking for. Nobody's clicking on it when they search for blue mug. So it's a lot more than just I made a sale, so now my quality score is going up. It's also how people find you. And this is why I always say that you can't just post your listing on social media, tell all your friends to go favorite it, and that's going to help your score. They didn't find it organically through a search query, which is a necessary part of the equation for that interaction to count as something positive towards your shop. Hey, just a reminder, guys, we're up to $375 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
And there's over 300 of you here.
So that's fantastic. That money goes straight to St. Jude. So please consider donating. They do so much for the kids over the holidays. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of the videos, but they make it really, really magical. And that money will also be helping to ensure that the parents of the children are never denied care to their children due to lack of ability to pay. So make sure that you consider donating. Even $5 can make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. That's all we want for Christmas.
If we run a sale but offer our email list a better coupon, if they plug the coupon in, does it take it off the sale price or the higher discount? Or take the higher discount? It'll do whichever discount is higher, I believe. I don't think you can double dip with Etsy.
No, you can't double dip with Etsy unless you use the Etsy on sale app. So if you are just going to have your shop on sale and you just want to offer your email list the higher percentage, then give them the coupon for the higher percentage. I would disclose that it won't stack. Just say, hey, my whole shop is on sale for 30% off, but you can get 40% off instead if you use this coupon. But just disclose that the sales won't stack if you're doing it that way, because some people might say, oh, why didn't I get this discount too? And you don't want them to be mad at you when you're all trying to do something really nice for them.
Is it worth spending money on Etsy advertising? Thanks.
Always, if you're making a return on investment.
That's a big fat maybe, because it might work for you, it might not.
Yep.
It seems very random.
Yep, because you also have to have good keywords as well. You got to have good SEO for ads to do well. So the holiday season is the best time to experiment with ads. You also get some good keyword data. So I would say test it on, if you've got some bestsellers, test it on your bestsellers throughout the holidays and see how they do. And if they do well, awesome. I recommend using eRank's ROI calculator. That's going to tell you if you're actually, making a return on your investment. It's
exactly.
in the eRank.com. It's in the tools tab, and free members do have access to that tool.
Yeah,
I believe.
because if you're paying for an ad, but your product still looks like a turd on a paper plate,
it doesn't matter how many people you show that turd to.
It really doesn't matter. It's still a turd. So
exactly.
Make sure you polish that turd into gold before you start trying to put a product out there.
Exactly. And bestsellers mean that product, it's already tried and true and proven to work. So
proven. How does coronation affect shopping? It's a celebration.
That would be a question for Amber Marie. Oh, wait, what did Amber say? She said that she's prepping for the coronation. Amber makes products for the coronation, though. She puts little crowns and things on her. She does cute corgis and
ask a British person. We don't.
Oh yeah, people want memorabilia.
Yeah. Let's see. It's so hard to not compare this year to 2020. No, it's not. 2020 was an amazing year for sellers. I know it sucks for those of you who started in 2020 and then kind of went downhill, but that's the way the cookie crumbled.
Oh yeah, it will never. I doubt that we'll see those sales ever again. If we do, it either means that something really great happened or something really bad happened. So this is a sign that things are going back to normal, but keep in mind that sales on Etsy are still higher than they were before the pandemic.
Yep. And we got the music working properly this week. Please, I'm constantly going back and monitoring. I'm actually paying for a subscription to Amazon so it doesn't randomly play Bollywood music anymore.
It was so weird.
I lost my mind laughing at how stupid that music was playing over top. It was and it was perfectly queued up.
What I was talking, the music wasn't stupid, but in the context of I was talking about the holidays, and there's this weird
Bollywood. It was straight up Bollywood music. I listened back to it and found the track that was playing.
We couldn't hear it, so we're so sorry that
But now I've just got a lo-fi playlist. It should just be a little bit of guitar and bass and the occasional saxophone. So please let me know if somebody starts screeching again. Do you think it's too late to do bundle item listings on Etsy?
No.
Just thought of it now.
Not at all. Get them in there, Angela. Absolutely. I would do it this weekend so people have time to, if they're doing some pre-Black Friday shopping around. But yeah.
The music's playing nicely. It's nice and not too loud, just right. That's why I had my headphones on at the beginning of the stream, because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like us talking. Like, when you're like at a bar and you're sitting in the back where the music's just a little bit too loud and you can kind of hear your friends. I don't want that to happen.
You're fine about the comment about saying that my sweater looked cute. No, I wasn't even looking at the chat you're fine. You are absolutely fine. My sad news was more me telling you guys that if my energy is low or my voice sounds weird, it's because we've had a very stressful last few days and it's made me...
Well, you're doing fine because you literally have not stopped talking since we started our stream. So I think you're doing good today.
My voice sounds weird, though.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds different.
People saying they're not hearing any music. Good. You're not really supposed to hear it. It's just kind of supposed to fill the blank space when we stop talking. It's supposed to just be there. I'm wondering if there might be guidelines to look at any kind of stats, favorites to views, ratio, or likes before deciding whether or not to renew/relist an unsold listing that's expired.
There's no black and white answer to that.
It's up to you because it literally changes from product to product, industry to industry.
You've got to determine that for your own business, unfortunately.
You got to come up with your own metrics. Where you live can even play a huge factor in that.
Yeah, there is no answer for what you're asking. And I know that's frustrating and not what you want to hear. But you have to decide for yourself if it's worth it to you, because what's worth it to you might not be worth it to me. What's worth it to me might be super duper worth it to the guy sitting next to me. So it just completely depends. You're free to ask what other people say in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community. Maybe get sellers of all different sales volumes, and then they could tell you what they personally do. And then you can decide, but really it's something that I think that every seller needs to decide for themselves if it's worth it to you to keep products around that aren't converting.
I have a piece that sells well, but it's never been designed to be as a bestseller. Would it be okay to add text to the thumbnail saying something like buyer favorite? You could. You could put it in the description.
You could if you wanted to.
I honestly wouldn't. I would leave it as is. If it's already selling well, that's not to jinx a good thing.
There's nobody. Here's the thing. I've personally never been influenced to buy something.
Bestseller, as a matter of fact, I look away more often than not when somebody says that.
I would prefer to see just the item in the thumbnail. And, you guys, once again, chat, let me know if you were looking through a shop and you saw a product. One of the listings said, buyer favorite on the thumbnail. Would you be more likely to buy that one? Or would you just say, oh, cool? I don't think that it's necessary, but as always, experiment. You could always put it on there for a couple days, see how it does. If your views kind of drop down, take it off.
Ballet core is a new keyword that's popped up on the Etsy Success podcast. Ballet core.
Yes, ballet core. You'll Google or go to Pinterest. Actually, it's the best way to find the aesthetics of these little buzzwords. Go to Pinterest and search ballet core aesthetic. You can do it like cottagecore aesthetic. There's goblin core aesthetic. Ballet core is just another one.
It just kind of sounds like K-pop metal,
like death metal, but
K-pop,
but with ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but just like K-pop, but the metal K-pop, whatever you want to call that.
Just keep an eye.
Baby metal.
Keep an eye on it, because we saw crustacean core as a term didn't really take off, but sales for things that were related to nautical themed stuff did take off, whereas cottage core took off, the keyword itself and the theme. So just keep an eye on it. All these little core terms, sometimes the core term will take off, like cottage core, and people will search that term.
Mm-hmm. But ask the metal genre. Sometimes
things that are just associated with the term, like, people weren't searching crustacean core, but sales for lobster themed prints went up, I think, like 119% on Etsy.
Ballet, not valet. Valet core.
Ballet.
There's a whole culture revolving around liking parking other people's cars.
There might be.
There probably is. I'm
I'm
sure there's some weird Reddit that's like, I got to drive this cool car today, bro.
You know what?
100% guarantee.
I bet you
somebody Reddit check for me.
Would you do that if you got to like park? If you got to park like the most expensive cars in the world, like those crazy.
No, because the people that drive them usually suck.
Oh yeah, I guess if you mess one of them up, you.
Only if I can hide fish in them. Should we include? Yeah, they're usually terrible people. You don't get to billionaire status being a good person.
Play hide and go pee.
Hide and go pee. And you guys think I'm terrible. Look at this woman right now.
Do you guys ever have that fear? Like I always had that fear that like when my daughter was in her diaper that she would take it off and go play hide and go pee. So I just started saying that term, hide and go pee.
You're gonna make our sub count go down. Speaking of that, we are at 326 people. Make sure you give this video a like. It really does help us out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. HAA opens on December 1st. Please.
You gonna tell them what that is?
Handmade Alpha Academy Hour.
Etsy coaching program. If we don't talk about playing hide and go pee in a single time.
And you don't have to listen to me. It's all her doing the course material.
That's not reassuring right now. I'm not bringing my best self to the table today.
That's fine. But we have a link to the waiting list down below. It doesn't obligate you to buy, but it does ensure that you get notified when it goes live. We also have our Discord linked down below. And if you like video games and want to hear me talk and curse quite a lot, you can also go into that Discord, go into the admin announcements, and I have a link to my personal Discord where you can watch me play games, share memes, and be just overall inappropriate bad people.
But yeah, if you guys, we know that Handmade Alpha Academy, since it's opening on December 1st, we know a lot of you guys have had questions. You can ask those in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Because right now, I almost prefer to answer you in person than answer over email. It
feels a lot more impersonal, and we try to be honest.
Yeah, don't be afraid. You can ask us anything. Nothing you ask, unless it's like has to do with your personal credit card or something. Nothing you ask is inappropriate about the program. You can ask us anything.
Just for your information, we always have like at least 5 people send me their credit card information through email. Don't send your credit card information, address, phone number, anything through the internet. It's not safe.
Anyone.
I know that sounds silly, but I'm not exaggerating when I say we have 3 to 5 people every launch do that.
Yeah.
Should we include all our items in our shop? Right now, I only list about 3 of each sent at a time. For Black Friday, should I list all of my inventory and avoid a manual restock, or to avoid a manual restock? It depends on the reason. I mean, Black Friday is a big sale in which people usually sell all of their stuff. So if you want to do that, I probably wouldn't make it a permanent edition. If your customers are used to you releasing 3 at a time because of scarcity or whatever reason you're trying to do that, then I would at least go back to that afterwards. But whether or not to sell, that's totally up to you.
I did the scarcity thing in my own business. I completely understand that. With my first business, it was all about scarcity. But for Black Friday, I listed everything. Every single thing that I had was listed. And then if I wanted to take some things down and reintroduce them later and batches and little scarcity sales and things like that, that was fine. But Black Friday, that was my excuse to just get everything listed.
I have a listing that got over 500. Did I skip one?
Brittany.
Oh, I don't like Brittany. I'm just kidding.
We love you, Brittany.
We love you.
Brittany Rhodes, we love you.
Mm-hmm.
We love you.
Will HAA also help with Shopify stores, or is it only Etsy focused? It is Etsy focused.
There's a lot that you can apply to a Shopify store, but I do not recommend that you buy it if you do not have an Etsy shop or never plan to have one, because it is an Etsy course. Handmade Alpha Academy is an Etsy course that teaches a lot more than just Etsy.
There's a good bit of material you won't be able to adapt over. There's a lot that you would be able to adapt. I'm going to cut that mic because I'm like yelling into this thing. There's a lot that you could adapt over to it, but there's probably not going to say just as much, but quite a bit that you would not be able to use on a Shopify store.
Exactly. Like Etsy SEO takes up a big chunk, being sure that you're able to master that.
Website SEO is its own demon.
Yeah. So I would not recommend that you buy it unless you're planning to run an Etsy shop alongside your Shopify.
Or you've got expendable income and want what information you can get. That's fine too. We do plan in the future to do some smaller, like how to run your own website things with stuff like that, but that's going to be like
way down the line.
It'll probably be this time next year at the earliest. I have a listing that got over 500 likes and very few sales, yet last year it was our best seller. Does that reduce the listing quality score? Likes don't reduce your listing quality score from what we understand.
No, you're
Getting a like without a sale does not.
You're fine, Marina. However, I would definitely begin looking at that listing if it's if it's not getting any traction this year. I would double check all the keywords that you're using in that listing to make sure that, you know, have people just found a different way to search for what you sell? Could that be the reason? It's very odd to me, unless you got shared by like BuzzFeed or something, you know, or you know, got shared anywhere or had a pin go viral. I would be more curious to know why it's tanking so much, and maybe it's time to reassess the keywords that you're using with that listing.
Are Etsy ad sales views as a positive interaction that helps improve the quality score? A sale is a sale.
Yep, sale is a sale. Etsy sees a sale, and that contributes to your quality score.
We don't know if it contributes different than an organic sale, or what if it carries a different kind of weight because it's a paid sale. We don't know. Probably not. It's probably equal, but who knows? Would you recommend? Okay, so we've got quite a few questions of I sell this thing. Would HAA help me? So we'll nip it in the bud and just answer them all in one. It doesn't necessarily matter what you sell when it comes to HAA. It's not a specific type of product or a specific genre. That being
or a location.
A location. Yeah, we had somebody ask about the UK yesterday. Is it UK friendly? If I will say, if you do not understand English very well, written English,
the subtitles aren't very good because they're automatic.
Yeah, the subtitles are automatic. They are not created. It doesn't really matter what you sell. That being a small exception to one-of-a-kind sellers. If you're not able to create product collections, or you're not willing to create collections with variants, a very, very, very small part of the course will not be beneficial to you. However, I would still say 95+% of the content is still there. However, we have plenty of students who are one-of-a-kind sellers who are very successful by creating, say, variants. I think, who was the one that we did the interview with? We did a couple of one-of-a-kind interviews. Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal, she's here.
Yeah, she sells wire-wrapped crystals, and they're technically one of a kind.
Because every crystal is going to look different.
Because every crystal is going to look different. However, you can create a similar product with different shapes and colors and things, and still be able to put them on the same listing because they are the same product, but there are variations of said product.
Right. If it's all an amethyst pendant and the appearance just varies slightly because the crystal itself has different swirls and things in it, but it's still essentially the same design.
So there are ways that you can do variants to do product releases, but again, that's only a very small portion of Handmade Alpha Academy. Doesn't necessarily matter if you can do that or not. So if your question is, I create this thing, I'm in this industry, I do this kind of thing, yes, HAA works fine for you. It is not catered to one specific audience.
Yeah, digital, print on demand. There
she is. Hi, Crystal.
Go back on my channel. We have video interviews with tons of students in all different industries, including Leanne, who sells bunny poo manure.
Those started in May through June, right?
Last
year, May through June, or this year, May through June. There were a ton of interviews with different people in different industries.
But we've got a lady who sells snail food. We have a lady who started a dog deli in Hawaii, like an actual physical storefront.
People have adapted it to just about everything, including their own websites. That's why I said there's still information there that you can use.
Yeah.
Can you make a single listing unavailable for international shipping?
I believe so.
If somebody knows, please post in the comments how you do that.
When you set the shipping profile down, when you actually ship, where it ships to. I believe that you set that up per listing, but if I'm wrong, feel free to let me know, guys. But unless I'm like picturing the screen and like where you can set your shipping price, and I think you can. Unless there's something very odd that I'm missing.
333 of you here right now. I believe that's a record. Make sure you give the video a like and subscribe.
Yeah. Gloria, what's a bundle listing?
Yeah.
Gloria, we covered that last week during the Friday Beat in last week's episode. So feel free to go back and watch that. But basically, it's when you bundle several products together that would make a nice gift set. So if you sell earrings, bracelets, and rings, and you think, man, these all look really nice together, sell it as a gift set, because people like to save time and maybe, mark it down just by a couple dollars, make it a little cheaper so they save a couple bucks buying it all together. But then, you're still making a large sum of money on that single sale. It's easier to make one $100 sale than it is to make $101 sales. So, bundling.
Amen Design said she loved the wave at the end of the stream we did the other day.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do it again. I'll be in the next couple of weeks making an outro video for the bean.
Cue the funky lo-fi beat.
It'll probably be lo-fi, yeah. Question about link sharing. Do I include them in my social media? Do I have to disclose they are advertising? No, I don't think so.
No, Maria. You can put your links to your listings. Absolutely.
Ballet Core looks like 80s fame TV show fashion come back around. Gonna stock up on leg warmers again. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, you guys.
I'm not surprised, though, with as much of a comeback as mullets have made.
70s, 80s, and 90s are all in right now, which is sad.
I don't have... I like 70s. I don't mind mullets if it's on a person that looks good with a mullet. But that's, less than 1% of the population. An example for those of you who watch meme YouTubers, if you watch iDubbbz, you really inappropriate YouTuber. However, I think with the buff bod that he's put on, the kind of skinny buff boy look with the mullet, I think that looks good on him. Most people, it doesn't. Most people, it doesn't look good.
You don't want to look like a butt crack plumber. You know what I mean?
A butt crack plumber.
You guys.
Is that a profession?
You guys pictured it the second I said it. If you're starting to look like a butt crack plumber.
Some people like it. Hey, I'm not judging. These are my personal preferences. I promise.
There are probably lots of girls who are into butt crack plumbers.
That's totally fine. And we love you more for it. Everybody's got a type.
That's true.
Do you think it's better to keep your quality down to make buyers feel like you only have quantity? I think they meant to say quantity.
Okay.
To feel like you only have 3 left when you really have more in inventory.
I like doing that around as long as it's not an item that people are going to want to buy a lot of. You're really shooting yourself in the foot if you're doing it with something like stickers or, something where people might want to buy in bulk, or cards. I think that throughout the year, absolutely fine. During Black Friday, if you're really, really banking on having a successful sale, it's up to you. During the holidays, I tend to list everything, but throughout the year, I think it's totally fine.
I'm doing an in-person event on December 1st and plan to bring some of my product that I only have one of. Better to put shop on vacay for the day or deactivate those listings for the day?
I would deactivate those listings for the day.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose any of your quality score, and then the other items in your shop can sell still. That's what I always did, because we did the same thing.
Don't delete the listings, though.
No, just deactivate them for a while. You'll keep your quality score if you just deactivate them and reactivate them.
I typically make digital sketches before painting my final pieces. What if I were to add those sketches as a pre-order guinea pig item at discount? Would that be odd if all the other items are painted?
I don't think so. I mean,
not necessarily.
Never hurts to test.
Have them as a mock-up. Yeah.
Try it out for a year and see. Hide and go pee is so much better than hide and go poo toddlers. Oh my god.
Mom found the pee drawer.
Oh no.
Somebody here knows that meme. As the Black Friday Toolbox in Alpha Academy, you do not need to be a Handmade Alpha Academy member to get the Black Friday Toolbox.
No, the Black Friday Toolbox is free. Wait, are you in HAA? Are you in Handmade Alpha Academy and asking if you need to sign up for it? I emailed it to all students. So if you go in your email and you search Black Friday, you should be able to find it. If you didn't, send me an email. I mean, you can technically sign back up. You can sign up for it. We're just going to remove you from the list that you get added to.
Yeah.
But if you're not in Handmade Alpha Academy and you're asking if you get the Black Friday Toolbox, it's free. Everybody gets the Black Friday Toolbox. It's down below. All you got to do is click the link and you get to go through and look at all the goodies.
Yeah. I'm getting lots of faves for my Easter/spring stuff right now. When would you say is the best month to launch a spring collection? For baby clothing, I thought February, but maybe earlier?
As soon as you're comfortable doing it. I would say right after this big Cyber Week rush, whenever you know that you're done shipping holiday, like your holiday shipping deadline comes around, I would immediately start planning for spring and if you're going to do any Valentine's Day as well. But yeah, there's especially if you already see people are favoriting those things, so they're ready. They're looking for them.
This was a repeat question. I sell this. This is my first time catching you guys live. I like what you do. Hello.
Hello, Monica.
How many items should I have on Etsy before opening?
There's no answer to that.
There is no answer to that. People like the numbers 5, 7, and 10, though, as it's a good place to start as a minimum.
Yeah, it's up to you. You can start adding listings one by one. You can add them all at once. It doesn't really matter. I've seen some shops that only sell one thing and they only have one listing, and that listing just sells really, really well. So it's completely up to you. Does not matter.
I've heard a lot of artists say they're switching from Instagram to YouTube because YouTube videos are evergreen. Do you have any thoughts on YouTube as additional revenue? Thank you.
Or
no,
avenue.
we don't know anything. As an additional avenue. I thought you said revenue. No, we don't know anything about YouTube. Just kidding.
You know, I do both. And I've experimented with both. I'm assuming that you mean YouTube Shorts. YouTube's hard. And I've been doing YouTube for a long time.
And it's freaking random, dude.
YouTube's hard. It's a lot of work. You have to be consistent. I upload every Tuesday at 12:15. I stream every Friday at noon. Been doing this for years and years and years and years. I'm going on almost 6 years now that I've been doing it.
Yep.
And I've got 35,000 subscribers, which is a lot, but it's taken a lot. Do you have the resources to do it? Do you have the time to dedicate?
YouTube likes consistency and only consistency. If you're not willing to be consistent, then YouTube is not for you.
It doesn't hurt to have some fun with it and try, though.
Try it. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's not as intimidating as you think the first time you get a video out there. You won't be scared of it anymore, if you are at all. Will HAA have a video of Mark doing a recreation of Shia LaBeouf on a green screen? I could, if you want me to.
Do it!
I'm like 4 Shia LaBeoufs in size, but I go for it.
He's Marky LaBeouf.
I have to say you can't say Marky Mark. That's already a person.
Yeah, Marky LaBeouf.
Shush.
I'm so funny.
Honey, you can't get away with abuse on camera. Can you please stop?
Is that abuse? Was that abusive?
No, it's what I'm going to do.
Got it.
What I did like about HA is you can increase the speed. Yeah, you do have, if that interests you, we have the same capability as YouTube where you're able to select and speed up the footage. A lot of it's pretty quick, so for most of you, it'll be fast enough. I went through and literally cut every hour of content, just bit by bit, to even cut little breaths and things out.
A lot of you have said that it's helped with your one-of-a-kind shop.
Look at that.
If you're in Handmade Alpha Academy, post a wolf in the chat just so everybody can see how many of you are actually in HAA. Let's see.
I sell what I originally thought would be only one-of-a-kind items, but what I've learned from you, not HAA yet, has challenged me to make almost identical items. My work is better now because of that.
Oh, that's awesome, Amy. That's fantastic. Yeah, and everybody said about the shipping. You can edit the specific shipping profiles for singular items. I am like 99.9% positive that you can. I just can't picture the screen in my head right now of all of the little options.
My 9-year-old and 11-year-old have bullets. They rock them. Little kids, it's usually fine.
Little kids,
it's cute.
Yeah, little kids look cute.
If anyone's on the fence about HAA, if it's for financial reasons, hold off. If
Yes.
it's not, go for it. You can either go through the black hole that is the internet and find stuff that may or may not work
On your own, or cut through all the BS rumor advice and get the real thing. It'll help you build your business much faster.
Yeah, that's what I'll tell most people. If it's too expensive for you, like this person here said, I've not joined HAA due to financial reasons. Will there be discounts available? The $1,000 price is the discount. The open enrollment price is double that.
Yeah.
The discount price, if you're on our email list, is $199 a month for 6 months, which can be paid off. If you pay it off by the 4th month, I'll cut the last month off. Or you can pay $997. If you don't get the discount, it's $1,997 or $365 a month for 6 months.
Yeah. And the thing is, we put a lot out there for free, but what's in HAA is completely unique to HAA. But you can be so successful by watching the videos, by hanging out with us on Fridays.
You can do quite a bit just by being here every Friday.
By doing the free resources, the 30-day Instagram challenge, the Black Friday toolbox, the Science of Etsy Success Workshop is one that I don't talk about enough, but it's down there as well. We do so much to help you guys. So if you feel like, okay, I can't afford this, don't feel stressed or pressured to buy it.
And we don't make enough off of YouTube for it to matter.
All right, so. Don't feel stressed or pressured to buy it. Get yourself in a place where you feel that you can, because what we don't want to be is a financial strain on anyone. And anybody in HAA, look at all of them. Anybody in HAA will tell you that we make sure that we are very open and honest about what HAA is and what it is not. And we care a whole lot about you guys, and not just, like, oh, we care about you if you give us money.
Details left out, but I literally just kicked somebody out today who accidentally found their way into purchasing HAA early. We keep it fair.
Yeah, because they somehow found an exploit and got in, and it's like,
it could have even just been a glitch in the system. But either way, we keep it fair and we try to remain transparent.
And if you're watching, we're not mad at you. We don't want you to think that we're like, no, get out of our.
No, it's an honest mistake, but it still shouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, it's more that that
I have to message my system managers.
No, what I'm saying is that there are people who are really waiting for December 1st. So letting even one person in early, it's a disservice. It is. So it's not worth us making that extra money, right?
We're fully transparent. Any and all HAA questions we will answer to the most legal extent possible.
Most legal extent.
Can you amend deactivated sold out listings with a new product if that product is a newer version of the old thing to keep the quality score? If it's close enough to the old product, if it's just like an increased quality version of the old product, then that should be fine.
Yeah, if it's a completely different thing to the point where if somebody had it like favorited,
they'd be like, I never favorited this.
Which,
then no.
Have you guys heard my story? Everybody cover your little one's ears real quick. Cover their ears.
Better be. It's 325 people here.
I had favorited, I think, a bracelet or something from an Etsy shop. And I was scrolling through my favorites with my child, who was little at the time. And that bracelet had changed to nipple clamps. And they were not using like any type of like mature filter on the thumbnail. And not that nurples or anything that are shameful, but the photo was very not good for a child to see. So
yes,
just be aware. And I'm not saying, and obviously if you guys don't sell anything for nurples, it's fine. If it's just you're changing a bracelet to a necklace, it's not that big a deal.
But people still like to have their favorites as what they favorited, not random products. So as long as it resembles the original thing enough that people can recognize it, then it's fine.
Exactly. Not to mention, I think violates Etsy's terms of service to switch items out for things that they're not, just to keep a quality score.
How does it register with Etsy if you're driving your own traffic to your shop? Does that help ranking with Etsy?
If you're selling, yeah. Etsy sees a sale is a sale.
A sale's a sale. We do not know what weight organic versus direct versus ad traffic makes because they don't share that kind of information. But a sale's a sale as far as we know.
Yep, sales. Etsy is happy to have made money. If you drove that traffic yourself, it can still help you in search. Look at all those wolves. Look at all of you. Look at you little fellers, little guys.
Amber said wolf. I panicked and couldn't find the emoji.
Wolf.
I got my shop to over 5,000 sales in 18 months from your free videos, and I still invested in HA, and I'm so glad that I did. I don't know why I'm so hiccupy today. I'm sorry.
You, Katrina. We love you. You guys are awesome.
What % profit do we look for in E-rank? Again, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah. That's what the profit calculator is for. just make sure that you are, some people want to have a nice big profit margin. Some people don't care as long as they're getting to do what they love. So once again, there's no number that I could give you. You know me, I always say to price in that top 10% of your industry. There is no reason that somebody else out there is making top dollar for their items and you're selling the same thing and only making pennies. So always price in that top 10%.
Looks like we're running out of questions. We still have we have 322. You're out of questions. We have 20 minutes left. Get your questions in. Whether they're this topic here, business questions in general, HAA questions, questions about us. They can even be personal questions about us. I don't care. I'm transparent.
Hey, look, I don't know. I can't see.
Shut
up. he gets done with the dad jokes real quick. My favorite dad joke is when people say, "Oh, Starla, I like your name." I say, "Thanks. I got it for my birthday."
Where is Bubbers? Where is the kitty? He is in the shame dungeon. He's a little kinky boy.
Bubbers has not been a good kitty while we're streaming. Bubbers.
No, I'm farty today. Don't know what's going on. Congratulations, Tina. Good for you. Everybody clap for farty Tina. We love you, Tina. These streams just get weirder and weirder.
They devolve. They devolve.
Weirder and weirder. Oh my goodness. Different kind of question. When liking pages and joining Facebook groups or joining groups in Facebook, do you prefer using your name or your business name? I always debate.
It's completely up to you. I personally just use my account because I do not like navigating Facebook from my business account. It's the same, but it's also different. You guys know what I mean? And if I want to see notifications, I'm usually logged into my personal account and I miss the ones in my business account. It's really up to you, though. Christy.
What's the easiest way to find the top 10% of an item?
That's a good question. So, if you go into the eRank keyword tool and type in a couple keywords associated with your item, it should be, at the core what your item is. Like if it's a, ceramic mugs, you sell ceramic mugs, you want to search ceramic mug. And then you go down and you'll be able to see a scale of common price points. Find whichever common price point for ceramic mug is, or those high ranges. And price somewhere within those nice high ranges. It doesn't need to be, at the very, very top, but I would try to get it somewhere in, around the top of your market. Now, obviously, you need to justify those prices. You can't charge top dollar for your products and then have like terrible photos or awful branding or terrible reviews. And that's actually what Handmade Alpha Academy is. It teaches you how to be the dominant brand. That's why our whole theme is wolves. It teaches you how to be the pack leader of your industry. That way you look like you are, you belong at the top. Someone looks at your prices and they're like, okay, this makes sense. This is justified because this shop looks phenomenal. So, but eRank keyword tool, you can see common price points for all other, Etsy listings that share that keyword. And you can pick somewhere right at the top.
How was your trip away a few weeks ago?
Which one?
I'm assuming they mean our October trip.
Oh, our October trip for our anniversary. It was good. It was good. It was quiet. We got a cute little cabin and we sat by the fire and we read Harry Potter.
What gel do you use for your mustache? I don't use a gel. I use wax. I use 2 different kinds of wax in my mustache now. It's actually pretty funny. I should pull out everything I use and do what you do for your makeup, and you can tell me in what order I use everything. I use old-fashioned fisticuffs wax first on my mustache to get it into shape, but it's so long now that I get frizzies and flyaways, so I use another one that it's like a wax. I have to melt with a lighter and then scoop and put it on, and that's called Death Grip mustache wax. And then in my beard, I used Honest Amish oil at night after I wash it, and then I use a balm and a extra grit beard wax in my beard itself. No, it sounds like a lot, but I take good care of my beard.
I nourish my skin.
I nourish my skin.
Gold bond.
Gold bond. I nourish my skin.
Does anybody know what we're even doing right now? Have you seen,
Probably not.
did
Does anybody else know the meme we're talking about? Anyway, do you recommend a different approach to SEO when using ads on Etsy?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. The algorithm for ads, they do say is different, but we don't know how it's different. So it's probably not all that different. You should just be using good keywords. So either way, relevancy is the main factor that's going to play into sorting your listings based on what people are searching for and matching them with what people are searching for. So good keywords.
Overcoming social media anxiety and posting. What advice can you suggest?
My advice is to just do it, and you will grow numb to feeling anxiety.
I have answered this exact question in email 3 times in the last week because it's coming up on a point where people are having to finally like really get into social media and start advertising for the holidays. And I wish there were a better answer to like, how do I fix my anxiety about posting on the internet, coming from the guy who's literally never released a song to the public. You just kind of have to do it. And once you do it, it gets better. It's the same reason I was started streaming the last couple of weeks. You kind of just do it. And the more you do it, the less nervous you'll get. And as you go along and you lose the nerves and you lose the jitters and you lose the fear of posting, you'll become more confident to a point where you can come up with more ideas on how to do things for your streams or for your videos, for your pictures. You'll be less anxious. So your brain will start the creative process.
No amount of reading like books. I read Talk Like TED. It was about how to give TED Talks. I read that before I started doing public speaking, but no amount of reading or researching is the equivalent of actually doing. And you can only learn how to get comfortable through practice because it's something with your body.
You can't run a marathon after watching a YouTube video about how to run a marathon, right? You have to train for it.
And go watch our first YouTube videos together when it was called just Tech Friday Q&A. Watch
years ago.
watch those and then watch this and compare, and you will see what just getting out and doing it every week can do for your chill. I would never have said hide and go pee on a stream with 300 people, but I love you guys.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Do I ever lose my access to the HAA modules? I haven't finished yet.
Never, ever, 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 Brittany. Never.
Unless you're a stinker. I have kicked 2
for stealing content and trying.
One of them stole content. One of them was a butthead. But yes, we've kicked 2 people out.
But those were very, very, very rare cases.
Just remember, when you have an audience of 35,000 people on one platform, we have over 100,000 people between all of our different platforms. I'm assuming at least 50,000. Someone's gonna see it and they're gonna tell me. It's like the people when they were like, so-and-so kissed so-and-so in the bathroom. That always gets back to the person that you cheated on. It's the same way here. What goes around comes around, and we will find out.
Oh, yeah, the person that was trying to sell the stuff. I'm just like...
And I got a big boot.
Like, really?
I can stomp a mud hole.
Really? You're trying to sell other stuff for you? You think you're going to get away with it?
And the worst part is, if you would have just asked for, like, references for the info... Probably would have just given you the references to do it yourself.
We would have helped.
Wouldn't have cared. To participate in the cyber sale and be promoted on Etsy. Oh, I'm not sure if this was covered. To participate in the cyber sale and be promoted on Etsy, should your whole shop be 20% off or just some listings?
I think you have to do your whole shop.
Let me know if we're wrong. Somebody will let us know.
Yeah, guys, let me know. I believe it's the full shop.
13 minutes left. We had quite a few questions rolling out of nowhere. I'm assuming people are a little bit behind because there's quite a few people that'll comment on things like 10 minutes after we say it. Do you recommend adding the same listing multiple times but using a different cover photo? I always feel like I have to add something new when I add a new listing.
I would not fill my shop with the same items because if I'm a customer and I can't figure out what the difference between these 2 items are and they look the same, I'm not going to buy anything because I'm going to be suspicious. If you're doing an A/B split test because you want to test 2 thumbnails or test 2 sets of keywords, you can do that with a couple items, but I would not fill your shop with a bunch of repeats. Absolutely not. That's not good for customer retention.
I noticed that my Etsy traffic is 60 to 80% below what it was last year. Why? I'm still selling my products, of course, not like last year, but still surviving. What's up?
Look at Etsy stats overall, not just you. Etsy as a marketplace. Etsy is down, as is everywhere else. We're in the middle of a recession. That's the explanation. We're looking at what traffic was like during the pandemic when online shopping was the only option. 2019, 2020, and the beginning of 2021, Etsy was at its all-time highest, as was all online retail, because we didn't have a choice. People had to shop online. So now what we're noticing is the market is normalizing out. So it's normal, and I know that sucks, and it's not what you want to hear. But that's why I've been talking so much since August about doing that external marketing, making sure that you're driving some of your own traffic from social media to supplement. And again, 30-day Instagram challenge down below can really, really help with that.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Tina said there is a lag. Yeah, but it's only supposed to be between 30 seconds and a minute for everyone. It shouldn't be any longer than that.
Yeah, it looks like 5 minutes for some
Yeah,
people.
it looks like 5 to 10 minutes for some people. What's your opinion listing an item twice but with different pricing? I've seen a few shops doing this. You should not do that, and that's probably against the law in a few places too.
If you say something and it feels kind of icky in your stomach,
then your audience is going to feel the same way, if not worse, because they're the people buying the product.
How would you feel if you bought something from somebody and then you noticed that after you bought it that it was also listed for cheaper? Don't do things that make you feel icky. Take care of your people. You know, they're your people. They're shopping from you. They're your people. Don't do anything that would, you know, what's the point? What's the point in doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't do that.
I don't like navigating Facebook and I don't like the new format that switches you automatically because you clicked a notification.
Oh my God, I hate it.
When you have a ton to list, is it best to get them on, then go back and tweak, or do all the work right off the bat, if that makes sense?
You need to get those listings ready to go and then list them. Don't list them and then make tweaks. Unless you just need to add some extra photos. But if it's like your SEO, don't put like some crap keywords in there and then go in and change them. If you're just creating the listings, try to do it right the first time. If you need to add in like the photos later, or a couple photos, or a couple listing videos later, that's fine. But like titles, tags, and descriptions, make sure that stuff is ready to go.
Holy crap. Jillian said, how bad is the lag? For me, Mark just said 5 minutes lag. So that was about 5 minutes.
Oh,
man,
wow.
no, it's probably like 2 to 3 minutes. That's pretty rough. I only do that because the faster you have it set, the more latency it will put between like when we talk and when the words actually look like they're coming out of our mouths, and it will desync. It ends up being really crappy. It also comes through at a lower quality. You can only stream it at 1080p, so you get hot.
Shouldn't have went with the wool sweater.
You shouldn't.
I shopped on a Torrid's website, and they've got the cutest little skull sweaters. They're real nice.
I made back what I invested in HA within 3 months after starting the program and sticking with it in July. So worth it.
Mwah, Logan. Mwah.
And it's only going to get better.
Consistency.
Consistency. I'll be request beard tutorials. There are so many on the internet that are so better than what I could do. My beard is fried because I have to wash mine every day. Mark has a better routine than me. I have to because I have dermatitis, and if I don't take care of it, my whole face, you can kind of see it now. But this is like 10 times worse in here and here, so get away.
Susan.
Is it okay to put a QR code in your listings?
Sure.
Suzanne
or Susan?
Suzanne has an E on the end.
Well,
yeah.
It's sorry. I didn't know you were a Suzanne specialist.
That might be Susan. I don't know.
Let us know who was right, Mark or Starla. Yeah, that's fine. It's totally fine. Just keep in mind that if they're on their phone, I'm always frustrated when I'm on my phone and I get a QR code, because then I'm like, how do I scan QR code when I'm already on my phone? So if they're mobile shopping, it can be harder.
All right, I'm going down to well, no, I guess we got time. HA's paid me back 150 times over. There's nothing else I could have invested in with that kind of ROI. Well, I'm glad that you've made that kind of money. It must be living good now.
Oh, Emily joined last June.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's insane. To do lives in the beginning, I put some sticky notes on my monitor. Smile, be yourself, talking to one person, welcome people. If you need a minute to compose yourself or ask something like, how's your weather? Yeah.
That's
The
almost
thing is, at the end of the day, like, we're teaching you stuff here and we're answering questions, but we're just people talking to people. I mean, really, we're people talking to a blank camera. But once you can put it in your head that on the other side of that camera, there's people there, you can treat the camera like a person. Like, you can talk to it with the same facial expressions that you would if you talk to a person. Then it gets a little bit easier, but you have to be able to personify what's in front of you.
You would not believe trying to explain to like family members what we do, and
Our cats and animals probably think we're freaking insane.
well, I always tell my family members that it's like a radio show. Like we are broadcasting to like 300 people. It's like a radio show, and they're like, "Oh, that makes sense." You know?
What really helps, but I'm gonna there's nothing on here they can't see. Yeah, we're good here. Screen share. What really helps, you can see where I'm waving my mouse with the infinite mirror over here. What really, really, really helps is having yourself here, being able to see something moving as if there's a person. We don't want it too close to the camera, because talking to yourself, you'll start to do that like tongue-tied thing where you can't talk right. But we have it off to the side, so it looks like there's something here moving. It's not just a blank screen. It makes it feel a lot less dead. What should I do if a customer leaves a 1-star review with no info as to why?
I just did a video on that. Not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. What to do if you get a 1-star review or a bad review. I would recommend going and watching that video, because I give lots of advice for bad reviews. But if a customer leaves a 1-star review with no info, I would drop them a message. And I believe that I tell you exactly what to say in that video.
Maria said Etsy takes the discount off for you, and it's the full shop.
Yeah.
Oh, for the sale. Okay, so you don't have a choice in it then.
Yeah, it is the full shop. That's what I thought.
If you want your whole shop on sale and add more listings later, is there a way to get them into the same sale, or do you have to make a duplicate sale? Or
I thought that you could edit a sale to include more listings in a sale. I believe. You guys are asking me hard questions that I can't visualize in my mind, because I would have to like be seeing it as I'm setting it up. I believe you can edit an existing sale.
How do I rank a product that was a bestseller for 2 years? I was selling this product 10 pieces daily, and now at 10 weekly. Is it? It is still a high search product. There's more sellers. I mean,
Carla, start evaluating your other things. Maybe it's your thumbnail that you need to change up. What's your thumbnail look like compared to everybody else's? That's my first stop. If people are still searching the keywords, experiment with your thumbnail. I always tell this story of the skeleton key necklace that I used to sell, and it was an owl, and you could pick any color crystal you wanted for the eyes. And I had a key of the different, all the different crystals that you could select right on the thumbnail. That way, even though the one in the photo had orange eyes, you could see all the different crystals that you could choose, right? And over Halloween, I had the orange eyes and the owl, and they sold pretty well. But then after Halloween, nobody was buying it. So then I thought, well, what if I switched out the crystals and did blue? So I did aquamarine, and it became my bestseller. So sometimes it is just the smallest little change that can impact how people perceive a product.
All right, we got about 4 minutes left. I'm going to blast down here to Maria's comment. If you add new items, they have to manually be added to the cyber sale. So if you choose to not put them on sale, you can. Okay. I remember you guys are going to do shop reviews. When is that? We do them here.
We'll be doing them right on our channel, December 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, every day at noon Eastern. That's going to be for Critique Week. We always try to do something fun to celebrate Handmade Alpha Academy. We're not doing a webinar this time. The reason we're not doing a webinar is we just did the webinar that we normally do in December. We did it in June. So we're probably not going to do it again. We might. I don't know. Maybe we will. I haven't decided. But we figured we'd do Critique Week instead. So, but yes, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th at noon Eastern.
I had a shopper purchase an item from me yesterday before the Etsy Cyber Week sale started. I wanted to reimburse her the difference, but I have no idea how to do that. Production has already started. It should be just when you go in to do a refund, you can select
partial,
either full or partial, and you just do a partial refund.
Yeah, just send her a message and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I just started a sale today on the product that you bought, and I want to refund you the difference. just and then give her the refund and tell her happy holidays. And I'm sure that'll make her really, really happy. People love that.
In order to get a lot of inventory listed for Black Friday, will using only 1 or 2 photos hurt?
No,
no, it won't. Photos don't have any weight in your rank whatsoever. However, once you get them listed, I would start working on getting more images into the listings.
Yeah, you can just start. Mark was right. Darn it.
Mark's always right.
Darn it, Suzanne. Darn it.
If you're driving your own traffic to your Etsy shop, how does Etsy rank that? Sales or sales? We kind of answered that one a little bit earlier.
Sales or sales?
Sales or sales?
If you're driving a bunch of people to go to your listings and favorite them, that's not going to help because they didn't find those organically in search. But a sale is its own metric. A sale is positive, whether you drove it to your shop or the person found you on Etsy.
Check your Etsy. I forced to sign up with a company called Plaid. Etsy is partnering with them. If you don't sign up with them, Etsy will not give you your money. Yeah. Yep. Old news, unfortunately.
I had to do it too.
Everyone has to do it. You don't have a choice. Just like when PayPal sold my credit account over to Synchrony Bank. It happens all the time. Somebody gives them a better interest rate or a better investment rate, and they switch. It's just them switching to a different payment system because they have over 5 million sellers now.
Oh, look at that. I've forced myself to schedule and post on social media. My Etsy shop views are up over 1,000%. I'm still working on Reels. Thank you. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Over 1,000%. That is amazing.
Reels are freaking me out and I cannot figure them out. What was the tutorial on that?
Go to my I've got several. If you just type in Instagram Reels on my actual channel, you go to my channel and there's a little search bar. Or you can search Starla Moore Instagram Reels on the main YouTube search bar. All of the videos. I've got one Friday Bean where I do it with Canva. I've got one on how to use CapCut for your Reels. And then there's also the Instagram challenge. The 30-day Instagram challenge link down below has some resources.
You have to sign up for that 20% Etsy sale, or you automatically enter it if your shop is over 20%. You have to enter for it.
I think you have to. Yeah, I think that you have to. I think you have to sign up to participate. I believe.
You can add additional items manually to your sale. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Plaid is fine, people. Enough. Yes.
There were a lot of issues with it.
They're getting started. There were some issues, and there were some thoughts behind it. But either way, don't stress about things that are outside of your control.
Yeah, a couple people did get their shops shut down by accident, but you have to do it. And if your shop gets shut down, then you contact Etsy, and they know that it's an issue, and they'll put your shop back. So
we are at the end of the stream. One last question we had. A friend came through my shop and favorited all 46 products really fast, like you did it with a program. Is that going to hurt me?
Nope.
Probably not. And if it was a bot, there's a good chance that Etsy's going to go through and remove those anyway.
Yep, that's not going to hurt you. Don't worry about it.
Likes, favorites, none of that stuff really matters.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. There's goodies down below. It's Starla's Magical Goodie Basket. There's the 30-day Instagram challenge. This is your last chance to get the Black Friday toolbox. I'm taking it down. The links will still be there, but you'll click on them and it'll say, oops, you missed it. So make sure that you get that this week or you won't get it at all. And there's graphics that you can use, all, winter graphics. You could technically use some of them past Christmas time if you wanted to. And, those can be used in anything, in Canva, Photoshop, however you want to use them. They've got transparent backgrounds. So, Handmade Alpha Academy is going to be opening December 1st. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are interested in learning more about it, you can click the link down below and there's a waiting list link that doesn't obligate you to buy it, but it does ensure that you get our community member discount and it ensures that you get that email notification when doors open. And other than that, guys, we've got Critique Week that's going to be taking place on December 5th through the 8th every single day from starting at noon Eastern. So make sure that you mark your calendars for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Heather said, just talk to Etsy today. You don't need to sign up to participate in their sale. Just ensure that everything is 20% off. They don't need to sale code like they used to.
Oh, awesome. That's
cool.
Great.
Good information.
Cool. Yeah, you used to have to click a button in your email and on your dashboard.
And it would automatically do everything for you. But make sure you already did all the call out. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to continue getting amazing content. We do have shorter videos. If you prefer shorter videos, every Tuesday we upload actual informational videos that are recorded and professionally edited and all that Yahoo bullcrap. We We have a Discord link down below where you can ask questions, whether it's for a regular shop or if you need questions answered about a not safe for work product, regardless of what that is. There are sections for that in there. Within that Discord, I have a link to my private Discord where you can come hang out, talk about video games and all that kind of fun stuff. I think that's all the announcements that we had. Yep, Happy Turkey Day coming up. We're doing our early one tomorrow. Make sure don't drink and drive, please.
Be safe.
Stay healthy.
Don't
Safe.
let family members leave either if they need to sober up.
Control that situation. Take keys. Do all that kind of fun stuff. And I mean, we still don't have an outro, so I guess I'll just put the music in the middle of the track here, and I'll fade. You can start waving now, and I'll fade the microphone out, and I'll fade the music up. I'll fade the music up while I fade the microphone out.
Fading out. Goodbye.